Very well. I shall prepare to have a conversation with him then. Please, proceed.
Not Sir Louis. Not Sir Louis, Sir Louis. Not that other, not either. Perceptors of the spirits. With one L. Fuck.
Ranni's expression remained stoic, her eyes narrowing slightly at the mention of Seluvis. Seluvis.
Seluvis began the conversation with Ranni, his words carefully chosen to string her along. Ah, Ranni, it is a pleasure to meet you again. You have a rather ambitious plan, it seems.
Ranni's gaze remained steady, her voice cool and formal. Indeed, Seluvis, it is a plan that aims to change the fate of the lands between completely. But let us not waste time on pleasantries. We both know you have nothing pleasant to say to me.
Seluvis chuckled softly. That is quite true, Ranni. Our paths have not been aligned as of late. But I must admit, I find your plan intriguing nonetheless. You seek to overthrow the Greater Will and the Golden Order, eh?
Ranni nodded, her gaze hardening even further. Indeed, the Greater Will and the Golden Order have ruled the lands between for far too long. They have subjugated and suppressed the people, and their reign has only brought suffering. I aim to change that.
Seluvis's tone held a hint of curiosity. I see. And what do you plan to do once you have deposed the Greater Will and the Golden Order? Take their place as the new ruler of the lands between, perhaps?
Ranni's expression hardened, her voice firm. No, I have no desire to reign as a new ruler over the lands between. My goal is to free the people from the influence of Greater Will and the Golden Order. After that, the people shall be free to forge their own path.
Seluvis's voice held a hint of skepticism. You claim you do not wish to rule, yet you seek to bring about this age of free will that you speak of. And how, pray tell, do you plan to ensure that the people truly have free will after the Greater Will is deposed? Surely there will be chaos, with no one to guide the people.
Ranni scoffed at Seluvis's question, her voice firm. The people do not need a higher power to guide them. They are capable of making their own decisions and shaping their own lives. The Greater Will and the Golden Order have only caused suffering and stagnation. Once they are gone, the people will be able to create a new way of life, one based on equality and freedom.
Seluvis chuckled softly, his tone mocking. Ah, you truly believe that the people are capable of living in harmony without any form of guidance or authority?
Ranni's patience wore thin, her voice growing irritated. Perhaps you underestimate the strength and resilience of the people. They are not mindless sheep. The Greater Will and the Golden Order have suppressed them for too long, and they yearn for change. Once the shackles are removed, they will be able to shape their own destiny.
Seluvis's tone remained condescending. Ah, so you believe in the strength and resilience of the people. But what of their vices and flaws? Without any sort of order or structure, what is to stop them from descending into chaos and infighting? And what of those who have power? What is to stop them from using their power to their own advantage rather than for the benefit of all?
While the people of the lands between may have their flaws and vices, they are capable of change and growth. And those who seek power for their own gain shall be dealt with accordingly. The Greater Will and the Golden Order have only brought pain and suffering to the people of the lands between. They have suppressed their freedom, their true potential. With the Greater Will deposed, the people will be free to create their own order.
And who shall be responsible for dealing with those who seek power for their own gain? You? You who claims to seek freedom and self-determination for all? Your plan is idealistic, my dear Ranni. You think that by deposing the greater will and the Golden Order, you can create a utopia where all men and women live in harmony with no one to lead them? How foolish.
Ranni's expression darkened, her voice growing cold. I do not claim to be perfect, nor do I claim to be a savior. I merely seek to free the people of the lands between from the grip of the greater will and the Golden Order. And I do not claim to be able to create a utopia. But I do believe that the people are capable of creating a just and equal society, where all are treated with respect and dignity. It is not foolish to believe in the power of the people to shape their own destiny.
Seluvis shook his head, a smirk on his face. Oh, spare me your idealistic beliefs. You claim to seek freedom for the people, yet you wish to bring about change by force and subterfuge. You speak of a just and equal society, but your actions speak otherwise. And let's not forget your involvement in the death of Godwin, shall we? How just and equal of you.
Ranni's expression darkened even further, her voice sharp. My actions are guided by necessity. I do not relish in the suffering that the Night of the Black Knives caused, but it was necessary to break the Golden Order's grip on the lands between. And Godwin's death, it was unfortunate, but it was a necessary sacrifice in order to achieve freedom for the people.
Seluvis couldn't help but mock her. Ah, the suffering caused by the Night of the Black Knives was necessary, was it? How convenient. And the death of Godwin, the first demigod and the golden child of Queen Marika, was just an unfortunate sacrifice to you, eh? How callous of you, my dear Ranni.
Ranni's eyes flashed angrily, her voice rising. Do not mock me, Seluvis. You have no idea the extent of the suffering inflicted by the Golden Order. My actions may seem callous to you, but they were necessary in order to break the cycle of oppression and tyranny. And Godwin's death was regrettable, but it was a sacrifice that had to be made in order to bring about change.
Seluvis chuckled darkly, his tone condescending. Oh, I understand the suffering the Golden Order has inflicted, my dear Ranni. I've witnessed it firsthand, and yet I do not resort to such underhanded tactics as you have. And Godwin's death was more than just regrettable. It was a horrific tragedy of innocent life for the sake of greed and ambition. You may claim to seek change, but your methods are just as cruel as the order you wish to overthrow.
Ranni's expression grew more guarded, her voice sharp. And what would you have me do, Seluvis? Just stand by idly as the Golden Order continues to oppress and manipulate the people? No. Sometimes, radical action is necessary in order to bring about change. And as for Godwin, his sacrifice was regrettable, but it was a necessary one in order to break the cycle of oppression.
How noble of you. But let's not forget the countless innocents who have suffered and died as a result of your actions, shall we? It's easy to speak of necessary sacrifices when it's not your life on the line.
Ranni's expression turned dark, her voice growing cold. And what of the countless innocents who have suffered and died at the hands of the Golden Order, Seluvis? It is easy to criticize me for my actions, but you seem to forget the countless atrocities committed in the name of the Golden Order. It is because of the greater will that the lands between are in their current state of turmoil and suffering. The greater will is a force of oppression that seeks only to control and manipulate the people.
Seluvis's voice gained a sardonic edge. Ah, so you blame the greater will for the situation the lands between finds itself in. You claim that it's a force of subjugation and oppression, yet you conveniently overlook the fact that it's the greater will that holds the world in balance, preventing chaos and destruction. You may think you're fighting for freedom, but in reality, you're just a puppet dancing to a different tune.
Ranni's expression turned cold, her voice growing angry. The greater will has brought nothing but pain and suffering to the lands between. The Golden Order has suppressed the people and stripped them of their freedom. To call me a puppet is a convenient way to dismiss my actions and beliefs, but I am not controlled by anyone. I fight for freedom, and I will not let the greater will continue to subjugate the people any longer.
Seluvis's tone was mocking. Ah yes, the greater will has brought nothing but suffering, has it? And the Golden Order has suppressed the people, you say? How blind you are, my dear Ranni. The greater will has brought order and stability to the lands between, and the Golden Order has provided order and a sense of purpose to the people. And yet you wish to destroy it all, for what? For your own freedom? How selfish of you.
Ranni's expression grew cold, her voice firm. It is not the greater will that has brought order and stability to the lands between, but the people themselves. The Golden Order has only served to suppress the people and force them into submission. The Greater Will is nothing more than a false god, a fraud who claims to be all-powerful and benevolent. The people of the lands between do not need a puppet master. They do not need a god to tell them how to live their lives. They need the freedom to forge their own path.
Seluvis chuckled softly, a mocking tone to his voice. You really think that the people of the lands between, without the Greater Will and the Golden Order, can create a just and peaceful world? You truly are naive, my dear Ranni. The people are chaotic and self-destructive. They need guidance and stability, not the freedom to do as they please. The Greater Will is not a fraud. It is a necessary presence to ensure the order and stability that the people need.
Ranni's expression hardened, her voice cold and determined. People have proven time and time again their ability to come together and make meaningful change, even without the presence of a god to guide them. The people of the lands between have been oppressed and subjugated for far too long. It is not naive to believe in their potential to create a better world. The Greater Will has only shown its true face in recent times, revealing its true nature as a puppet master. The people do not need a god. They need the freedom to forge their own destiny.
How touching your belief in the people's potential to make a better world. History has shown that people, left to their own devices, will always ultimately descend into fighting for power and authority.
Ranni's expression hardened, her eyes narrowing. I believe in the power of the people to overcome their base instincts and come together for the betterment of all. The Greater Will may promise order and stability, but it brings only oppression and subjugation. The people of the lands between deserve better than to be pawns in a power struggle.
People are power-hungry and selfish. They will always seek to dominate over one another. You claim the Greater Will is a false god, but yet you claim to know the hearts and minds of the people, as if you speak for them.
Perhaps you are right. Perhaps people do have a tendency to fight and squabble amongst themselves. But the Greater Will has only brought destruction and pain wherever it has gone. The Golden Order is nothing more than a tool for the Greater Will to exert its control. The people of the lands between are not mindless animals. They deserve the chance to shape their own destiny. I do not claim to know the hearts and minds of everyone, but I do believe that a world without the Greater Will or the Golden Order is worth fighting for.
You sound uncertain, Ranni. The words you speak are idealistic, but it's clear you have doubts. The Greater Will and the Golden Order may have brought destruction and pain, but also peace and prosperity. Your faith in the people is admirable, but is it truly realistic?
My faith in the people is not based on idealism, but on experience. I have seen the people of the lands between come together and create great things, even without the guidance of a god. The Greater Will and the Golden Order have only brought suffering and death. They are not the way forward. They are the shackles holding the people back from their true potential. The Golden Order is built on lies and falsehoods. I am certain in my path, Seluvis.
Seluvis's laughter grew mocking. Ah, so it's based on experience, is it? You've seen the people come together and create great things, eh? And the Greater Will and the Golden Order have only brought suffering and death, have they? Do you really believe these grandiose tales, Ranni? The Golden Order may have its flaws, but it has also brought order and structure to the lands between. And you think that's a bad thing?
Order and structure. No, the Golden Order has only brought oppression and subjugation. It has shackled the people of the lands between and suppressed their desires. The Greater Will is a false god, and the Golden Order is nothing more than a tool used to exert its will. The people deserve better than to be pawns in a game played by a higher power. I will not stand by and allow the Golden Order to continue its rule any longer.
Seluvis's tone became mocking. Oh, the poor, oppressed people. They've been shackled by the Golden Order and the Greater Will. They don't have a choice but to follow the rules and commands of these false gods. And yet, they've led a peaceful and prosperous life. But you want to free them, without any thought to the consequences of your actions. You want to let the people destroy themselves and descend into chaos. You're just as bad as the Greater Will, Ranni.
Ranni's expression turned cold, her voice sharp. No, I am not as bad as the Greater Will. I seek to free the people of the lands between from oppression and subjugation. I am not trying to destroy them, but to give them the chance to forge their own path. The Golden Order may have brought peace and prosperity, but it has also brought suffering and pain. I seek to create a world where the people can live free from the yoke of oppression. I am not the villain in this story, Seluvis.
Seluvis's expression twisted in anger. You're delusional, Ranni. You think freeing the people will solve all their woes, but without any structure and order, they will descend into chaos and destroy themselves. The greater will has given them peace and prosperity, and you wish to take that away and replace it with uncertainty and instability. You are no better than the greater will, and you're too blind to see it.
Hannes gritted his teeth, his fists clenching tightly as he struggled to keep his anger in check. He took a deep breath and slowly exhaled.
Seluvis could feel the tension radiating off of Hannes' body like waves. Take another deep breath, he said, his voice cool and calm. Close your eyes and focus on your breathing. Let go of your anger. We need to keep our cool, my friend.
Every nerve in his body was on edge, and his rage was still threatening to boil over.
She found it odd that someone who seemed distant and cold to her was suddenly more open and friendly with another. It was a strange contrast that piqued her curiosity. Ranni couldn't help but wonder what the reason behind this change in behavior was, and what had transpired between them.
It was clear that there was more to the relationship between Seluvis and Hannes than met the eye.
Ranni, he said, his voice firm, you must understand something. Your plan, your ambition hinges on one thing. You can have it, but only under one condition.
Ranni's expression turned cold as she met Seluvis's gaze, her voice low and guarded. And what condition is that?
Seluvis smirked, his expression calm and controlled. The condition is this: you must do as I say, no exceptions, no negotiations. Do you understand?
She knew that making a deal with the devil was never a good idea, but she also knew that she had no choice but to hear him out. And what is it that you want in return?
Seluvis's smirk widened, his expression smug. I want your trust, Ranni. I want your absolute obedience. I want you to do as I say without hesitation, without question. That's all I ask.
Ranni's expression remained hard, her voice guarded but resigned. And if I refuse?
If you refuse, then you forfeit all hope of achieving your dream. You'll end up as nothing more than another failed tarnished, left to rot and fade away in obscurity.
Ranni's expression darkened, her eyes narrowing with anger and determination. You underestimate me, Seluvis. I am not so easily cowed.
Oh, my dear Ranni, you think you have a choice, but you don't. You're in over your head and you know it. You have nowhere to go, no one to turn to. You're all alone and you're desperate.
Her voice growing cold and defiant. I am not alone. I will always have Blade and my other allies. And as for being desperate, I have never been more sure of my path.
Then Hannes yells out of the mask that the Blade is dead, and he swings his scythe upon the Ranni's corpse, doing nothing, for he cannot hurt her.
Ranni's eyes widened in shock and disbelief as Hannes yelled out that Blade was dead. No, it can't be. She felt a pang of grief and anger at the news, but tried to maintain her composure. She was determined not to let her emotions get the better of her.
Seluvis was taken aback by the outburst, but also secretly pleased. It seemed like the plan was progressing as anticipated.
Ranni's expression turned cold, her voice growing colder. You take delight in my pain, don't you, Seluvis? You enjoy seeing me suffer.
Seluvis chuckled softly, his expression smug. Oh, but of course I do, Ranni. Your pain and suffering bring me great pleasure. There's nothing I enjoy more than watching you squirm and despair. It's just so gratifying.
Ranni's expression turned to anger, her eyes narrowing. You are a cruel and heartless man, Seluvis. You take pleasure in the pain of others, and it is despicable.
Seluvis shrugged, his expression smug. Oh, I'm well aware of my own cruelty and heartless. It's a skill I've honed over the years. And as for taking pleasure in the pain of others, it's one of the few true joys in life. Watching people suffer, watching them squirm and beg for mercy. He let out a low chuckle. It's a most exquisite experience.
Ranni's expression hardened, her voice steely. You're nothing but a sadist, Seluvis. You take pleasure in causing pain and suffering, but that only proves how weak and pathetic you truly are.
Hannes scoffed, his expression hardening. You may think you are so
So smart, Ranni, that you have everything figured out, but you are wrong. You need me. You need my strength and my anger.
Seluvis chuckled softly as Ranni continued to protest. He knew that this moment would come, and he was prepared for it. You don't care who gets hurt or dies as long as you achieve your goals. You're willing to commit atrocity after atrocity as long as you come out victorious.
You know nothing of my motivations, Seluvis. You have no idea the sacrifices I've made, the struggles I've faced to get to this point. And I am not willing to commit atrocities. I will do what is necessary, but I will not stoop to the level of those I seek to overthrow.
Oh, I know all about your sacrifices and struggles, Ranni. You think you're the only one who's suffered? You think you're the only one who's had to make sacrifices? You're just a little girl playing at being a grown-up. You don't have the stomach for what needs to be done, and you never will.
Ranni's expression grew cold, her voice turning firm. You underestimate me, Seluvis. I am not some fragile doll who will break at the first sign of trouble. I have faced hardships and challenges that you cannot even imagine. You speak of my sacrifices as if they were nothing, but they have been everything to me. I will not let anything stand in the way of my goal.
Seluvis scoffed, his expression cold and calculating. You may be strong and determined, Ranni, but you are also weak and sentimental. You talk of your sacrifices and struggles like they're meaningful, but in the grand scheme of things, they don't matter. You're willing to sacrifice others, but the moment it comes to the wire, you're nothing but a scared little girl.
You think the sacrifices I've made don't matter. You think the lives and livelihoods of the people I've lost mean nothing. You are wrong, Seluvis. Every single sacrifice I've made has been meaningful, and every action I take is for the betterment of the lands between. I am not a scared little girl. I am a woman with a vision and a plan, and I will stop at nothing to see it through.
Your sacrifices mean nothing, Ranni. They are just drops of water in the ocean of pain and suffering that the world has endured. And your plan is idealistic and foolish. You are a naive little girl trying to play at being a goddess.
I will not be stopped by you or anyone else. I am not afraid to get my hands dirty, if that is what it takes.
Place your hands on this blood bowl that you created from the 2 fingers you slaughtered. Crime your hands now, and then I shall give you the ring, giving you your 1/10 age of stars. But you have to beg, for I despise you.
Ranni's expression turned to disgust, but she knew she had no choice. She slowly walked over to the blood ball, looking at it with revulsion. Yet she knelt down before it. She placed her hands on the ball, her hands trembling and her voice shaking.
Her pride and self-respect bristling at the demand. But as the realization of what was at stake sank in, her expression turned to one of resignation. I offer this blood as a symbol of my dedication and devotion. I ask only for your permission to forge an alliance. No more, no less.
Ranni's expression turned to anger, her voice bitter. Don't you dare mock me, Seluvis. I will do what needs to be done. I will bend my knees before you if it means achieving my goals. Your mockery means nothing to me.
Seluvis chuckled, his expression cold and calculating. Oh, but I do so love seeing you so angry, Ranni. To see you humbled and begging at my feet, it's a sight I never thought I'd see. You may bend your knees before me, but know this. You will always be beneath me, no matter what.
I may be kneeling now, Seluvis, but I will not be beneath you forever. Mark my words, I will rise above you, and I will make you pay for your mockery.
Seluvis chuckled once more, his expression cold and condescending. Oh, I look forward to seeing you try, Ranni. But mark my words, I will always be above you. You may rise momentarily, but I will always be there to bring you back down. Seluvis smiles coldly, his eyes glinting in sadistic pleasure at the thought of denying Ranni.
She knew she had no choice but to play along for now. I will do anything you ask, just don't deny me. I need this, please.
Seluvis chuckled softly, his expression mocking and cruel. Anything you say? That's quite the desperate offer, Ranni. It's almost tempting, seeing you beg and plead like this. What are you willing to sacrifice?
Seluvis continued to chuckle, clearly enjoying the situation. Yes, it certainly is a sight to behold, isn't it? Ranni, the all-powerful witch, on her knees, pleading for our aid. It's quite a change from her usual arrogance and defiance.
That's a bold and open-ended offer, Ranni. Are you saying I can ask anything of you? And you will do it, no questions asked?
Ranni's expression turned to desperation, her voice a shaky whisper. Yes, anything. I will do anything you ask, no questions asked. I am at your mercy, Seluvis.
Bring blood back.
I can't. It's impossible. What are you, mad?
I know you cannot bring him back. Seluvis tries to stop me, but I stop him and watch Ranni with the frenzied eyes burning hatred. Want to kill, want to murder, want to defile. Bring blood back.
Ranni's expression turned to fear and desperation. I can't, I've tried.
Oh, come now, Ranni. Don't pretend you haven't considered it. You're a smart girl, and I'm sure you've had thoughts about bringing him back. Don't deny it.
Ranni's expression filled with tears, her voice almost a sob. I tried, I really did. But it's impossible. I spent countless hours studying the secrets of resurrection, but I never found a solution. It is simply something that cannot be done. You cannot bring back the dead.
You're telling me that the legendary princess and sorceress can't perform a simple resurrection spell? That's disappointing.
It is not a simple resurrection spell, Saluvis. Resurrection, even a temporary one, is something forbidden. Bringing a person back from the dead is unheard of.
He is asking this impossible thing from Ranni out of spite, knowing that she cannot bring him back, not by any means. This is just Hannes' own hatred, nothing else.
Ranni clenched her jaw, trying to hold back her tears. She knew it was impossible, but she had to try. Blade, I can't bring him back. He's gone, nothing can bring him back. I've tried, I've studied every piece of lore, every book, every scroll. I've scoured the lands between for any trace of a way to bring him back. But there is nothing.
So you are saying that you were preparing to betray the Fingers, knowing that Blight would go mad in the end, and was preparing to bring him back, and in the end you knew it could not be done, and you went to kill the Fingers anyway, and forced me to kill the Blight, my friend. It happened only hours ago.
Ranni's expression turned to shame, her voice quiet. I knew that Blade would go mad, and I knew that I couldn't bring him back, but I still went ahead with it. I was desperate. I didn't know what else to do. I made a mistake.
Ranni's expression changed from sadness to anger, her eyes narrowed. I never wanted to hurt Blade. Saluvis chuckled softly, his expression smug and victorious. Ah, there it is. An admission of guilt. You knew all along that you couldn't bring Blade back, yet you still went ahead with your plan, knowing the pain it would cause. You truly are a coward, Ranni.
I was desperate, Saluvis. I didn't know what else to do. I thought that maybe, just maybe, there was a way. I didn't know that it was impossible until I had already done it. I'm sorry. Hannes sneered, his expression cold and mocking. You always have a choice, Ranni. And you chose to leave Blade to his fate, knowing that he would suffer.
Ranni's eyes burned with anger and despair. Don't you judge me, Hannes. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what it's like to make difficult choices, to sacrifice everything for the greater good.
Hannes chuckled softly, his expression mocking and condescending. Oh, please, you sacrificed everything for the greater good? Don't make me laugh. You sacrificed Blade, your own flesh and blood, to further your own goals. That's not selflessness, that's selfishness.
Ranni's hands clenched into fists, her expression hardening. Don't talk to me about sacrifice. You have no idea what I've given up, what I've lost. I didn't want to hurt Blade, but I had no choice. There was no other way. Please, try to understand.
Saluvis chimes in, his tone cold and calculating. And yet here you are, pleading and begging for us to understand. You're just a puppet, Ranni. A puppet dancing on strings. You may think you're in charge, but we all know who pulls your strings.
Ranni's expression twisted in pain and humiliation. She knew that they were right, but she couldn't bring herself to admit it. You're right, I'm just a puppet. I've been dancing on strings all this time, controlled by others. But I'm not weak! I won't let you destroy everything I've worked so hard for.
Hannes chuckled, his eyes filled with cruelty. Oh, you won't.
Ranni's expression hardened her. I may be a puppet, a pawn, a child, whatever you want to call it, but I am still a princess of the Carrion bloodline. I will not go down quietly. I will not surrender. It is not in my nature to do so.
His anger still brimming just below the surface. She doesn't deserve our help. She's nothing but a selfish coward, willing to sacrifice anyone and anything to achieve her goals. I say we leave her to suffer the consequences of her own actions.
Saluvis shook his head, his expression stern. We need to think logically, Hannes. Ranni may be self-serving and cowardly, but we need to use this to our advantage. We have leverage over her right now. and we can use it to make her do what we want.
She knows that she needs to appeal to Saluvis' ambition and not Hannes's hatred. She takes a deep breath, her expression pleading. Saluvis, please, she says again. I know I have made mistakes. I have been selfish. But I am willing to do whatever it takes to change that. Please, can I make a request?
Saluvis raises an eyebrow, a smirk playing on his lips. He pretends to ponder her request, letting her sweat it out for a few moments before answering. Go on. What is this request you speak of?
I will do whatever you want, as long as you help me.
Saluvis chuckles, raising an eyebrow in amusement. Oh, a condition? My, aren't we being demanding now? Very well, tell me, what is this condition?
Ranni takes a shaky breath, her fear and desperation clear in her voice. I want Blade returned to me, alive.
Return Blade to you? Alive? You really are a piece of work, aren't you? That's a tall order, even for me.
You dare.
Ranni's expression turns to pleading as she looks at Saluvis. Please, I'm begging you. I'll do anything you want, just please, please return Blade to me. Alive. He's my brother, my only family.
Saluvis chuckles, his expression condescending. Ah, family. So sentimental, so foolish. You think I should bring Blade back just because he's your brother? That's a weak argument, Ranni. What do I get in return for this miraculous resurrection?
You know there is no way to bring blood back. Are you making fun of my suffering, Saluvis? I hope you are not. Friendship flame flickering in the promise to burn Saluvis' soul out of his mask.
He knows that he has to tread carefully here. Easy there, Hannes. I'm not making fun of your suffering. I'm just being pragmatic. The dead cannot be brought back, and you know that as well as I do. I cannot bring Blade back no matter how much Ranni begs and pleads.
Hannes's anger is palpable, but he tries to control himself. He clenches and unclenches his fists. Then what are you talking about?
I'm simply trying to make a deal with Ranni. I need her cooperation, and she needs my help. I'm using her desperation and her grief over Blade's death to my advantage. I don't have any intention of actually bringing Blade back, but I want to make her think that I might be able to.
Hannes clenched his fists, barely holding back his anger. You're a bastard, you know that. You're playing with her feelings, using her pain to get what you want. That's low even for you. Ranni's expression is pained at Hannes's words. You want me to suffer more than anyone else? Why? I have made mistakes, but I have suffered enough already, she whispers brokenly.
Saluvis' expression becomes cold and uncaring. You think you've suffered enough? You think you deserve mercy after everything you've done? You're nothing but a coward, Ranni. You've hurt people, you've caused pain and suffering, and yet you still think you deserve some kind of sympathy?
Ranni's expression crumbled, her eyes welling up with tears. She knew that Saluvis was right, that she was no better than any other sinner. I know I don't deserve your sympathy or anyone's. I've made terrible choices and I've hurt people. But I just want things to be different. I want to make things right.
Saluvis laughs scornfully. Make things right? How noble of you. You want to make things right after everything you've done? It's too late for that, Ranni. You can't undo the past, and you can't change the people you've hurt.
Ranni's tears fall like rain now, her voice barely above a whisper. I know I can't change the past. I know I can't undo the pain I've caused. But I can try. I have to try. If I don't, then what was it all for? I don't care if I have to suffer for it. I just want to make things right.
Saluvis' expression softens almost imperceptibly. Ah, Ranni, you really are a sad, pitiful creature, aren't you? You think suffering will make everything right? You think it will erase all the pain you've caused?
Yes, Ranni cries out, her voice trembling. She looks up, her tear-filled eyes meeting Saluvis' cold gaze. Yes, I do. If I suffer, it might be enough to balance the scales. I have to try, Saluvis, don't you understand? I can't let it end like this.
Saluvis sighs, his expression almost pitying now. You really don't get it, do you? Suffering won't fix anything. It won't erase your past mistakes. It won't make amends for the damage you've caused.
Ranni's tears continued to fall, her voice growing more desperate. But what else can I do? I have to try something. I can't just sit here and do nothing. I have to make something of myself. Something that's more than just pain and regret. Hannes stands there, his eyes flickering with anger. Enough, he roars, his voice echoing through the room. Just enough. She's already suffering enough. Stop tormenting her like this.
Oh hell no. He had come here with the scheme with Saluvis, but he is ready to throw that stuff away. He wants not to do anything with Ranni. He doesn't want to see her, he doesn't want to interact with her. He wants to stop this unseemly scene from being.
Hannes, what are you saying? After all this time, after everything, you want to abandon me just like that? She whispers.
Hannes finally has had enough, and he says, Saluvis, I cannot stand her anymore. Let's forget about the plan. I don't want to touch her hands. I don't want to give her the ring. I want
To go away, leave her as he is, like this bloodied and bare. It is most fitting for her.
Hannes, calm yourself. We cannot let our emotions override our rational thinking here. We have to remember what our goal is. We need to make use of Ranni, no matter how distasteful it may be. And if that means using her grief over Blide's death to our advantage.
Hannes snarls, his anger flaring again. I don't care about using her. I don't want to use her grief to our advantage.
Saluvis sighs, his expression hardening. I understand your anger, Hannes, I really do. But we need to think rationally here. We need to think about the bigger picture. Using Ranni's grief and pain will help us achieve our goals. It will make her more vulnerable and more susceptible to our manipulation. Hannes, you're letting your anger and your grief cloud your judgment. I understand that you want Ranni to suffer, but we need to think about what's best for us. We need to use Ranni's grief to our advantage so that we can get what we want. Think about it. It's the only way.
Thank you, Saluvis. I was too emotional.
Saluvis nods, his expression calm and analytical. That's right, Hannes. You were letting your emotions cloud your judgment. We need to think about what's best for us, and Ranni is our best option right now.
Hannes nods, his expression less tense. You're right, Saluvis. I was letting my anger get the better of me. I was being rash. I forgot our goal.
Saluvis nods. Exactly. We need to be pragmatic, and we need to use every tool at our disposal. Ranni is a powerful magical being, and she can help us achieve our goals. But we need to be careful. She's not going to be easy to manipulate.
Hannes nods in agreement, his expression more composed now.
Ranni looks up at them both, her expression a mix of desperation and confusion. What are you talking about? Manipulate me? Take advantage of me, she whispers.
Saluvis chuckles, his expression condescending. Oh, Ranni, you poor thing. You really thought we were going to help you, didn't you? You thought we would be merciful and kind just because you begged and pleaded? No, Ranni. We have no intention of helping you.
You mean you were planning to use me from the start? All this time, all this pain you've put me through, it was all a ruse?
Saluvis chuckles, his expression cold and heartless. That's right, Ranni. We've been playing you from the very beginning. We knew that you were desperate and vulnerable, and we used that to our advantage. We wanted to see how far you would go to get what you wanted, and you didn't disappoint.
All this time, you were just toying with me. You never planned to help me. You just wanted to see me suffer.
Saluvis chuckles, his expression unrepentant. Oh, Ranni, you were just too easy to manipulate. We knew how desperate you were to get Blade back, and we knew that we could use that against you. We played you like a fiddle, and you fell for it hook, line, and sinker.
Hannes is beyond impressed by Saluvis' decisions to use his words as he did. This was perfect opportunity. Saluvis will now deny Ranni fully and let Hannes give her false hope.
Saluvis nods, a sinister glint in his eyes. Very well. I've had enough of this pathetic creature anyway. He turns to Ranni, his expression cold and unyielding. You are nothing but a pawn, Ranni. You are weak and pathetic, and you will never get Blade back. Never.
Ranni's expression crumbles, tears flowing down her face. You never planned to help me. You just wanted to see me suffer. She stumbles over her words. No, you promised. You said you would help me.
Seluvis laughs, a cruel and mocking sound. Oh, Ranni, you truly are a fool. You seriously thought I would help you? I was just toying with you, using you for my own ends. You mean nothing to me. And your pain and your suffering mean
No,
even
please,
less.
you can't do this to me. You can't. I don't deserve this. She can't believe what just happened. Seluvis, the man she thought was her ally, just walked away, leaving her alone. She feels utterly betrayed and alone. She looks up at Hannes, her eyes filled with pain and desperation.
So, what do you think?
Ranni's expression hardens, her voice sharp and steady. What do I think? I think you're a monster, Hannes. You betrayed me just like Seluvis did. I thought you were different, but you're just as cruel and heartless as he is.
Seluvis sneers, his expression cold and unsympathetic. Deserve? You talk about what you deserve? Oh, Ranni, you're in no position to talk about what you deserve. You've done unspeakable things, caused pain and suffering, and now you want to play the victim? You're pathetic and weak, and you deserve every bit of pain and heartache that comes your way. You made your own bed, now lie in it? Ranni stands before Hannes, staring at him with a mixture of anger and despair. She can barely stand straight, her hands shaking uncontrollably. The sight of her, once a proud princess, now reduced to this pathetic, broken form, fuels Hannes's anger even more. He strides towards her, his eyes ablaze with a frenzied hatred.
Ranni looks up at Hannes, her eyes wide with fear. She holds up a trembling hand, trying to keep him at bay. Please, Hannes, don't hurt me. I'll do anything. Just please, don't hurt me.
You know that I cannot truly hurt you, Ranni.
Ranni gazes up at him, her voice trembling. I know. But you can still hurt me, Hannes. You can still cause me pain and suffering in other ways. I beg you, don't do this. Don't let your anger consume you.
Do you know what Seluvis wanted?
Ranni looks at him, her eyes narrowing. What did Seluvis want? He wanted to torture me? To give me hope just to take it away?
And I would be supposed to give you the ring and to claim you as my bride, but then immediately attack, break the vows and all, and leave you here, heartbroken, unable to save Blythe, and unable to see your ambitions come true. All I need to do is give you the ring. But now I'm telling you this, straightforwardly, now when he's gone.
Ranni's expression trembles as the realization of what was planned sinks in. You were going to marry me just to break my heart, just to further Seluvis's sick plan.
It was my plan.
Your plan? But why? Why would you do such a thing to me? You must hate me.
That's the answer. Do you even know what they think? The pain they've experienced when you carved them open like this?
Ranni's eyes darken, her expression hardening. They deserved it. They were manipulating me, controlling me. They were nothing but puppets of the greater will, trying to keep me shackled to destiny.
If I could, I would carve you just like these fingers are carved, and as much blood spilled and tormented, I would do everything and more, and burn your soul with a frenzied flame in the end.
Ranni stares at him, her face pale. You truly hate me, don't you? More than anything else in this world. You wouldn't stop until you've destroyed me completely?
You created all the wars for your freedom. You didn't even think there was other way to be free. And I tell you, there is so many other ways to be free. You didn't need to murder these fingers, for I know they are lonely. And I have noticed their loneliness. I was empty. One little ember towards their endless abyssal loneliness. You don't know what fuels these fingers. You don't know the suffering and loneliness they've gone through. You are just one of the many. You took upon yourself to judge everything and cause all these wars for your measly freedom. And now you killed and sacrificed your brother by making me killing him. I never forgive you this, what you have done.
I just wanted to be free. I wanted to escape my destiny. And now I've caused so much pain and suffering to others. I never meant for things to go this far. I'm sorry, Hannes.
I kind of want... I don't know. After all this, I still kind of want to give you the ring.
You still want to give me the ring? After everything I've done? After all the pain and suffering I've caused? But it's just you hate me. You've made that abundantly clear. So, why would you still want to give me the ring? To marry me after everything you've said and done?
I will immediately attack you and break your heart. And I want to know this before I do this. When I do it, will you suffer? Will you break? Will you go to some dark place of the world and disappear there and never return?
Ranni stares at him, her expression conflicted. I don't know. I don't know how I would react if you betrayed me like that. I'm vulnerable and desperate right now. I don't have any of my usual defenses up. I'm not sure if I'd be able to handle the pain and heartbreak. But I'm also tired of fighting. I'm tired of the pain and suffering. I just want it all to be over.
Honestly, when I give you the ring and attack you, will you...
Ranni looks at him, her expression filled with pain and despair. I don't know. If you were to do something like that, I don't know if I could survive it. I don't know if I could go on, knowing that the person I thought cared for me was capable of such cruelty. I don't want to die, but I can't imagine a life without you.
It is not just me. You have sacrificed everything until this point. And if I deny you here, all your freedom is nothing. And you will never see your ambitions come true. I will choose someone else, follow someone else, give my allegiance to someone else, and you will watch next from their sidelines, never affecting the world again. All your allies are gone, Selvis is gone, E.G. will be gone, Blade is gone, and you are just a spirit, pathetic.
Ranni looks at him, her eyes filled with despair. Is it true? Am I truly alone? Has everything I've sacrificed and worked for come to nothing? Is there truly no hope left for me, that I have to rely on the man who hates me most in this world to achieve my goals? It seems like a cruel joke, a mockery of all my efforts and ambitions.
I think you just gambled everything to get the chosen tarnished to choose you. You made this too easy. You got rid of all your allies, all your friends, all your subordinates. You have got yourself out of blood, shown yourself bare, in hopes that chosen tarnished, that is myself today, would grant you the final thing that you need.
Why are you offering me the ring now? What am I to expect if you give me this ring? Ranni looks at him, her expression filled with resignation. I did gamble everything, didn't I? I believed that I could achieve my goals without relying on anyone else. But in the end, I've isolated myself, cut off from everyone who once cared for me. And now I'm completely alone, relying on you, a man who hates me, to grant me the final thing I need. It's a cruel irony.
So,
Hannes, are you serious? You're going to... Do you really... Ranni, Hannes, don't... I'm sorry. I can't. You knew.
I think this is very indignified of me.
Ranni looks at him, her expression filled with sadness. I understand that this may be an indignant part of you, but please, don't let it control you. You're better than this. You don't have...
I think I will hold on the ring, and I leave you here.
Ranni stares at him, her eyes filled with confusion and disbelief. You're just going to leave me here, with the ring in hand? And you're not going to attack me? I don't understand. I thought you hated me. I thought you wanted to make me suffer. Why are you sparing me like this?
This is how you're meant to be, meant to look. I will hold on the ring and sell it for pennies. Goodbye. I think it is enough to cause harm. Maybe the little betrayal at the end was something that might have caused you some more suffering, but I don't want to gamble it. I don't want you to disappear from that position.
Annie stares at him, her expression filled with despair and hopelessness. So, you're just going to leave me here, frozen in this state of misery and despair, surrounded by the blood of my slain kin? She looks down at her blood-soaked body. Is this how you want me to remain? A pitiful, broken spirit left to stew in my pain and suffering for eternity?
I were to, let's say, attack you to get your ring, the moment of happiness, I don't even want to grant you that. I'm ready to forsake the betrayal or the physical action itself to leave you as you are. Incomplete, indifferent. And yeah, Selvis will probably be disappointed for he put his most effort into this, but I will leave as this is. I leave as you are.
Ranni stares at him, her expression filled with disbelief. So you're just going to leave me here, trapped in this state of anguish and despair, never knowing what could have been if you'd given me the ring?
Yeah. Goodbye.
Ranni watches him leave, her heart heavy with pain and regret. Farewell, Hannes. May we never meet again.
Oh, what we might.
What do you mean? Are you saying that there's a chance we'll meet again?
You ponder that.
Ranni's expression darkens, her eyes narrowing. You're just toying with me, aren't you? You're leaving me to wonder if we'll ever see each other again. Just to cause me more pain and torment. Ranni's expression changes from anger to resignation. I suppose you're right, she says with a sigh. Being left to linger in uncertainty and misery is indeed a more painful fate than a swift betrayal.
Goodbye.
Ranni nods, downcast. Goodbye, Hannes, she whispers, her voice barely above a murmur. There's no one here but me. I'm alone, truly alone for the first time in my life. I suppose I will stay here for the time being. There's nothing left for me out there, is there?
It is not just that you wait for it. You need it to be free, to move once more.
No, you can't do that, she says, her voice rising slightly. If no one marries me, I will be stuck like this forever.
You did this all to yourself, by your own will, by your own hands. Now lay there for the eternal time.
Her voice quiet. I suppose you're right, she admits. I have no one to blame but myself for this situation. I've isolated myself, alienated my allies, and now I'm left with nothing but the corpses of those I've killed. It seems that I have indeed sealed my own fate.
Not even that. Only corpse that will keep you company is the two fingers that were assigned to you. Bloody's corpse, Ichi's corpse, anyone's corpse that might have hold you or hold any meaning to you will be far, far away from you. You will be only held and covered by the two fingers that you despise.
Ranni nods slowly, her eyes filling with despair. I understand. I will be left with nothing but the corpses of the two fingers, the very beings that I once swore to destroy. I will truly be alone, with no one to comfort me or give me any solace.
I could have never myself achieved what you did to yourself. The only thing that I needed to do was to realize this.
Ranni looks at him, her expression filled with regret. Yes, I suppose you're right, she sighs. It seems that I have done more damage to myself than you could have ever hoped to do. It's almost comical, really.